No more cases of H1N1 virus in the St. Catherine Correctional Center. England resident goes missing in Jamaica. Former Trinidad and Tobago national football player wanted by U.S. prosecutors arrested in Jamaica. Glemuir wins Champions Cup. This is Undiluted News. Mikey Bones reporting. And it is freezing cold in New York as the temperature dipped below freezing point since Friday. Currently it is 30 degrees and it will not get any warmer than 37 today. For tomorrow it will be as low of 30 and a high of 43. My friends in Florida will see a low of 56 and a high of 74 today. I can tell you I'm a grudging of a real. The Department of Correctional Services has reported that the initial group of inmates at St. Catherine Adult Correctional Center in Tower Street Adult Correctional Center and Horizon Adult Remand Center who tested positive for the influenza H1N1 visa have now fully recovered. The DCS said there's no confirmed cases being treated at any of the correctional facilities. As such, the Medical Services Division has confirmed that it is safe to resume all activities as scheduled beginning December 1st. The St. Anne police have detained two men, including a Bahamian national in connection with a drug bust on the Prairie Main Road near St. Anne's Bay early yesterday morning. Deputy Superintendent Rohan Elliott, acting commanding officer for the St. Anne Police Division, reported that about 4:20 a police team was conducting an operation along the highway when they spotted a truck approaching followed by a tractor. He said the drivers of the vehicle were signaled to stop. They complied, and when the truck was searched, the police discovered that it contained several pallets of ganja estimated to weigh over 3,000 pounds. DSP Elliott said the seizure is valued at 30 million Jamaican dollars. The police also seized a 55-gallon drum of oil that was being transported on the tractor as well. Meanwhile, the local police have detained a former Trinidad and Tobago national football player who was wanted by U.S. prosecutors for trafficking guns. On November 15, Shem Alexander was taken into custody at the Norman Manley International Airport in response to a request for extradition made by the U.S. government. Alexander gave a written consent to be extradited to the United States to stand trial when he appeared in the St. Andrew Parish Court on November 19. Alexander is the head of a transnational criminal organization that bought guns, ammunition, and accessories to export from Florida to Trinidad and Tobago, and he is also the managing director of Gateway International Athletics Company. A man with more than 200 outstanding traffic tickets was on Tuesday arrested on suspicion of predial larceny in Guantanamo Vale in St. Catherine. The police said a car in which the man was riding in was seized with 4 goats believed to have been stolen. Another man is being sought in connection with the incident. Police said that around 11 a.m. members of the predial larceny prevention team signaled the driver of a white Toyota Probox to stop, but he disobeyed and the vehicle ended up in a cane field. The driver and another man got out and ran. The motor vehicle was searched and 4 goats believed to be stolen were recovered in that motor car. Another police team was alerted and they set up a roadblock nearby where they intercepted a car carrying one of the men who had escaped from the first vehicle. The man was arrested and police found out he had 200 outstanding traffic tickets. Some craft traders who are struggling to earn a living at Ocheria's Craft Market have rebuffed an offer from the Prime Minister to have their fees waived until next June. They have described it as a short-sighted measure that will have no long-term benefits and see it as yet another signal that the government is not listening to them. We don't want nobody to pay our rent. That is not what we want, they said. The market needs to be repaired and then more tourists will start coming in and we can more than pay our rent. We don't need someone to give us a fish. Teach us how to fish so we can survive on our own, said the market's secretary Charlene Henry. Vendors said they pay about $2,500 per month. They said they need to come in here and fix the property and bring it up to international standards so tourists will be excited to shop here. Her colleagues agreed and complained that the facility is in a deplorable state. Their shops are leaking and have dilapidated floorboards. The pavements leading to them are broken and most annoying, there is a rodent infestation. Meanwhile, 22-year-old Malik Lewis, a baker of White River in Buff Bay, Portland, was charged with murder following an incident at the Buff Bay police station in the parish on Friday, September 20. Lewis was charged with the murder of 57-year-old Patrick Perry, a farmer of Long Bay in the parish. Reports from the Port Antonio police are that about 10:05 a.m., Perry was locked up at the station when a commotion was heard on the cell block. The officers visited the cell and Perry was found unresponsive. He was assisted to hospital where he was being treated after he was severely beaten. but on Sunday, September 29, Perry succumbed to his injuries. Thursday, November 21st, Lewis was then charged after a question and answer session in the presence of his attorney, and his court date is now being finalized. Police said a manhunt is now underway for a prisoner who escaped custody from the holding area of the St. Mary Parish Court on Friday. The Jamaica Constabulary Force is looking for O'Shane Scott, otherwise known as Chin Chin, a 31-year-old man of Manchester Lane, Cox Street in Port Maria in St. Mary, and he's known to have a small tattoo on the right side of his neck. He was scheduled to appear before the Port Maria Circuit Court to face charges of attempted rape, larceny, assault at common law, and unlawful wounding. The police have now launched a search for a 64-year-old female from the United Kingdom. Donetta Anderson, a caregiver of Mitcham, United Kingdom and Roaring River in Westmoreland, was reported missing since Monday, November 25th. Reports from the Whitton police are that about 11:50 a.m., Anderson was last seen leaving her home. She has not been seen or heard from since. However, reports on the street is that the man who picked her up was her 37-year-old husband, who was allegedly reported to previously been charged for at least 2 murders and who had been sworn that he was going to kill her on her next trip to Jamaica. And it is said he picked her up from the airport, and apparently the next day he called her daughter in England and told her that her mother was missing after he dropped her off in Negril. And this woman is 64 years old, her husband 37, and who at one time was on the police most wanted list. You can't get more complicated than that. On to sports, Shaquille Bradford scored a second half double for Mount Pleasant FA as they beat Mullins United 4-0 at Draxall on Sunday for their third straight win in the Jamaica Premier League. Bradford came off the bench to lead Mount Pleasant, which stopped Mullins United 2-game winning run. Meanwhile, Tivoli Gardens won back-to-back games for the first time this season to move up to 8th position on 13 points, holding off Chapelton Maroons 3-2 at the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex. Meanwhile, Dunby Honley United scored 2 late goals at home to earn a 3-3 draw against Portmore United, who led 3-1. In the other game, Racing United and Humble Lions played out a 1-1 draw at Ferdinita Sports Complex. Nikhil Ellis gave Racing United the lead in the 47th minute, but Rushane Sharp salvaged a point when he scored in the 58th minute for Humble Lions. And in schoolboy football, Glemuir High School, as was expected, retained the ISA Champions Cup title on Saturday, defeating Jamaica College 3-1 in the final at the National Stadium to become the first school to win the consecutive titles in the tournament's history. A brace from O'Neill Headley in the 14th and the 53rd minute, and a stoppage time strike by national under-17 player Nyron Allen in the 90+1 minute secured the victory for Glenmore, who now join JC and Kingston College with 2 titles each. So congratulations to Glenmore, that was a very well-deserved victory. And if you missed the news on this station, please go to YouTube, type in Jamerican Undiluted News, listen, like, share, subscribe to keep us going. That's news and sports on your favorite radio. My name is Mikey Bones. I gone.